My teenage daughter recently had a fallout with her best friend. She has been depressed as a friend has started to badmouth behind her back and convinced her other friends to go against her. As a parent, I'm helpless looking at her state. How can I help her to move on and bravely face her bullies?
This is a very, very difficult situation that most parents dread, especially if the parent has also had a history of having been bullied by somebody in their childhood. It can easily bring back all those traumatic memories and create so many issues. So it's very difficult to face at a personal level also. But what I would exhort you to do as a parent is to understand that this is a teachable moment. It is an opportunity for you to help your daughter understand how to deal with her world. It is no doubt very traumatic, but it is not the end of the world. So there are three things that you can do as a parent: one short term, one medium term, and one long term. I will start with the long term thing that you need to do first. It is important for you to help your daughter develop a sense of self worth which is independent of validation, whether it be from her peers, from her teachers and other authority figures at school, from the parents and elders at home, etc. And this is something that you can work on over time. We can talk about it in more detail separately. You could take her to a counselor. You can do so many things to make that happen, but that is a long term action. Then I will come to the short term action. Your short term action is to hold your daughter close and make sure that she understands that whatever may be the case, there is one corner of the world, your bosom, where she can be completely certain that she is loved and cherished and fully honored for who she is. Now, the medium term action. After the short term action is done, it is perfectly possible for you to do this, not before. Once she is convinced that yes, things are not as bad as they were looking, that there is at least the parent that she can come to at any given point, then you can slowly put forward the possibility that she should go ahead and do what it takes to repair the situation for herself, even though she is not responsible for what happened in her own perspective. She needs to identify what it is that she can influence, which eventually can also help her to understand what is it that she could have done differently to avoid this in the first place itself. But that is a separate piece altogether. That is part of the long term action. But what she needs to do is understand what she can influence. She can identify specific people to talk to, identify means of putting forward her perspective, maybe take the help of authority figures, maybe go ahead and call out her former friend or maybe her friend to be again, and do all of this with the complete confidence that she is right in doing what she is doing. So, typically, this is what you might want to do first, but remember the short term action first. Make sure that she feels cherished. Medium term action, what she can influence. And long term action, develop a sense of self worth, which she won't know how to do on her own, which you will need to help her start with. Do these, and you would have done all that you can do as a parent for your child.